Every successful day starts with a successful morning. The way you wake up, the choices you make, and the discipline you build in the early hours decide not just your day, but your entire future. In this story, you'll discover how simple morning habits can transform your mind, your confidence, and your life forever. My amazing friends, let me ask you a simple question. How do you start your mornings? Do you wake up full of energy and ready to on the day? Or do you drag yourself out of bed, already feeling tired before the day even begins? The truth is, the way you begin your morning decides the direction of your whole day. Your morning is like the foundation of a building. If it's strong, the entire structure stands tall. If it's weak, everything begins to crumble. Think about it. When you wake up with positivity, discipline, and focus, the hours that follow naturally become more productive and meaningful. But if you start with laziness, distractions, and negativity, you carry that same attitude into everything you do. Successful people are not just lucky. They create their success by winning the morning first. They understand that mornings are a gift, a fresh chance to set the tone, to design the day they want, and to move closer to their dreams. Your morning is your mirror. It reflects how much control you truly have over your life. So, if you want to change your destiny, begin by changing your mornings. In this journey, I will share with you 8 powerful ways to transform your mornings so you can transform your life. Remember, it all begins the moment you open your eyes. Point 1. Wake up with intention. Don't just roll out of bed without purpose. The first thoughts you have in the morning shape your mindset for the entire day. Imagine waking up and immediately thinking, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing anything today. That single thought can set a negative tone for hours to come. Your mind is powerful. It listens to your first instructions. That's why it is so important to wake up with intention. Tell yourself, today is a fresh chance. Today I'll grow stronger. And you'll notice your mind starts working with you instead of against you. Successful people understand the secret. They don't wake up by accident. They wake up with a clear purpose and a plan for the day. Let me give you an example. Meet Sarah, a young professional who struggled with unproductive mornings. She used to wake up at 8 a.m., scroll through her phone, and start the day distracted and stressed. Her mornings were chaotic, and as a result, her entire day felt overwhelming. One day, she decided to change her approach. She started waking up at 6 a.m., took 5 minutes to breathe deeply, and repeated an intention aloud. I will make today meaningful. I will focus on what matters most. At first, it felt strange. Her brain was used to laziness and distraction. But slowly, something amazing happened. She noticed that by setting her intention first thing in the morning, she became more focused, confident, and productive throughout the day. Tasks that used to feel difficult became manageable. Meetings felt easier, her energy was higher, and she felt proud of her accomplishments each evening. Intention is not just about saying a few positive words. It's about creating a mental roadmap for the day. When you wake up with intention, your brain immediately knows what to prioritize. You're no longer drifting through life. Instead, you're consciously guiding yourself toward your goals. This habit separates those who succeed from those who constantly struggle. Think about athletes or artists. They don't practice randomly. Every morning they wake up with intention, visualizing their goals and planning their actions carefully. This mindset turns ordinary mornings into powerful starting points for extraordinary achievements. Another powerful aspect of waking up with intention is that it builds resilience. Life will always throw challenges at you, but if your morning is strong, you already carry a sense of control and readiness. You start the day with the thought, I am in charge of my actions today. I decide my response, not circumstances. This small mental shift makes a huge difference. You feel empowered instead of overwhelmed, motivated instead of lazy. Even small intentions like drinking water first thing, stretching, or reviewing your tasks can create momentum that carries you through the day. Here's a practical tip to make this habit stick. Before going to bed, write down 1 or 2 intentions for the next morning. It could be something simple like, I will focus on completing my project, or I will start my day with positivity and gratitude. Then when you wake up, read them aloud. This simple ritual programs your brain for success. Your first conscious thoughts matter more than any alarm or notification. They set the emotional and mental tone for everything you do. Remember, waking up with intention is not about perfection. It's about direction. You won't always feel motivated, and mornings will sometimes be tough. But even on difficult days, simply choosing to wake up with purpose gives you a head start. Think of each morning as a blank canvas. The intention you set is the first brushstroke. Will your day be chaotic and gray or focused and vibrant? That choice begins the moment your eyes open. In conclusion, never underestimate the power of intentional mornings. When you wake up with clear purpose, when you tell yourself, I choose to make this day meaningful, you are already winning. Like Sarah, anyone can transform their days, the productivity, and even their life simply by deciding to start the morning intentionally. So tomorrow, don't just wake up. Wake up with power, with purpose, and with intention. Your day, and eventually your life, will thank you for it. Point 2. Start with gratitude. The moment you wake up, instead of reaching for your phone or scrolling for notifications, pause for a moment and breathe. Take a few seconds to feel grateful. Grateful for life, for health, for the simple things that often go unnoticed. Gratitude is more than just a feeling. It is a mindset, and this mindset has the power to shape your entire day. A grateful heart can never feel weak because it focuses on what is available instead of what is missing. Imagine waking up and immediately thinking about everything you lack: bills, work, stress, responsibilities. Your mind fills with tension, and suddenly the day feels heavy before it even begins. Now, contrast that with a morning where you take a moment to say, I am thankful for my life, my health, my family, my opportunities. That tiny shift in thinking creates a ripple effect. Your brain starts noticing possibilities instead of problems, and your day begins with energy and optimism. Let me share a story. Michael was a young professional who struggled with anxiety and stress. Every morning he would grab his phone, check emails, and immediately feel overwhelmed. His days felt chaotic, and by evening he was exhausted mentally and emotionally. One day, a mentor suggested a simple morning gratitude routine. Michael decided to wake up 15 minutes earlier and write down 3 things he was grateful for each morning: a supportive friend, a roof over his head, and a chance to learn something new that day. At first, it seemed small and almost meaningless. But over weeks, Michael noticed a change. His stress levels decreased, his mood improved, and he became more present in his work and relationships. Gratitude rewired his mindset. Instead of starting the day with worry, he started with appreciation, and that simple habit transformed his life. Gratitude also strengthens resilience. Life will throw challenges at you, some small, some big. But when you have a foundation of gratitude, difficulties no longer feel like setbacks. They become lessons, opportunities to grow. When you start the morning by acknowledging what you already have, you develop a sense of sufficiency and strength. You stop feeling powerless and start feeling capable. Here's a simple technique you can practice every morning. Keep a small notebook or journal by your bed. Each morning, before touching your phone, write down at least 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big or extraordinary. They could be as simple as a warm bed, a delicious breakfast, or a smile from a loved one. The key is consistency. Over time, this practice trains your brain to focus on abundance instead of scarcity. You'll notice a shift in your thoughts, your emotions, and even your actions. Gratitude doesn't just improve your mental state, it improves your relationships too. When you start appreciating what you have, you naturally start showing more kindness and patience to others. Imagine walking into work or meeting someone while carrying a grateful heart. You radiate positivity, and people respond to that energy. You become a magnet for better experiences simply because you began your day appreciating what already exists in your life. Another powerful way to practice morning gratitude is through reflection. As you wake up, silently reflect on the blessings in your life. Think about the people who love you, the experiences that have taught you, and the opportunities waiting for you. Even in difficult times, there is something to be thankful for: your ability to learn, to try again, or simply the gift of a new day. Gratitude shifts your focus from problems to possibilities. Finally, remember this: positivity breeds action. When you start your morning grateful, you carry that positive energy throughout the day. You make better decisions, handle stress more effectively, and find motivation to pursue your goals. Gratitude is the silent engine behind success. It doesn't just make you feel good, it makes you stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling life's challenges. So, tomorrow when you wake up, don't grab your phone first. Take a moment, breathe deeply, and feel grateful. Appreciate the gift of life, the strength of your body, the love around you, and the endless opportunities to grow. Your day will be brighter, your mind sharper, and your heart stronger. Gratitude in the morning creates positivity, and positivity creates strength. A grateful heart can never feel weak. Point 3. Move your body. Your energy decides your productivity. The amount of focus, creativity, and motivation you have during the day depends greatly on how you start your morning. And your energy begins with your body. If you wake up stiff, tired, or sedentary, your brain struggles to function at its best. But if you take just a few minutes to move, stretch, or exercise, you immediately set the tone for an active and successful day. Movement in the morning is not just physical. It wakes up your brain, sharpens your focus, and boosts your mood. Imagine two people starting their day. One stays in bed, scrolling through their phone, feeling groggy and tired. The other wakes up, does a few stretches, takes a short walk, or even dances to a favorite song. By mid-morning, the first person struggles with concentration, procrastinates, and feels drained. The second person feels alert, confident, and ready to tackle challenges. The difference isn't luck, it's energy. Your body and mind are connected, and when you move your body, your mind responds with clarity and motivation. Let me give you an example. John, a busy office worker, used to wake up late, skip breakfast, and rush to work feeling exhausted. By 10 a.m., he was already tired and stressed, struggling to focus on his tasks. After learning about the power of morning movement, John decided to wake up 30 minutes earlier and do a simple routine. 5 minutes of stretching, 10 minutes of light cardio, and a short walk around his neighborhood. At first, it was hard to adjust. His body felt stiff, and he thought, I don't have time for this. But after a week, he noticed incredible changes. He felt more energized, completed tasks faster, and even had a more positive attitude at work. That small, consistent morning movement transformed his day and eventually his productivity and mindset. Movement doesn't have to be complicated or intense. Even simple actions like stretching your arms and legs, rolling your shoulders, or taking a few deep breaths while walking can activate your muscles and your brain. Exercise releases endorphins, the chemicals that make you feel good and reduce stress. When your brain receives these signals early in the morning, it starts the day motivated and focused. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of movement can increase your energy levels for hours. Another benefit of morning movement is that it establishes discipline. Waking up and moving your body consistently trains your mind to value routines and self-care. This discipline spills over into other areas of your life, helping you stay committed to goals, projects, and personal growth. Successful people know that a strong morning routine, including physical activity, is a foundation for achievement. Think of your body as a car. If you start it without warming it up, it runs sluggishly and inefficiently. But if you give it the right fuel and a little preparation, it performs at its best. Your body is the same. Movement in the morning is like starting the engine properly. It ensures that everything else in your day runs smoothly. Here's a practical tip. Create a short morning movement routine that you enjoy. It could be yoga, jogging, skipping, dancing, or the simple stretches. The key is consistency, not intensity. Even 5 minutes of intentional movement every morning can create a ripple effect on your energy, productivity, and mood. Pair it with deep breathing or positive affirmations for an extra boost. Remember, Movement in the morning is not just about physical fitness. It's about setting your mental, emotional, and energetic state. When you move your body, you tell your brain, I am awake. I am ready. I am alive. That mindset carries you through challenges, keeps you motivated, and makes even difficult tasks seem manageable. In conclusion, your morning movement is a powerful tool. It wakes up your brain, energizes your body, and sharpens your focus. Whether it's stretching, walking, jogging, or dancing, the simple act of moving for a few minutes creates momentum that lasts all day. Your energy fuels your productivity, and your productivity shapes your success. So, tomorrow, don't just hit snooze. Get up, move, and watch how your day transforms. Your body is your engine, and your morning movement is the ignition. Start strong, and the rest of your day will follow. Point 4. Feed your mind, not just your body. Breakfast is important, but mental food is even more important. Just like your body needs fuel to function, your mind needs nourishment to perform at its best. The first content your brain consumes in the morning shapes your mood, your focus, and your actions for the rest of the day. If you wake up and immediately check social media, scroll through endless notifications, or watch random videos, your brain is filled with distraction, stress, and negativity before you even start working. This mental junk food can drain your energy, lower your motivation, and make even simple tasks feel overwhelming. On the other hand, feeding your mind with positive, constructive content can transform your day. Imagine starting your morning by reading a few pages of an inspiring book, listening to a motivational podcast, or journaling your thoughts. These small actions prime your brain for focus, creativity, and resilience. They create a mental environment where productivity flows naturally and problems feel more manageable. This is why successful people are intentional about what they let into their minds first thing in the morning. Let me share an example. Emma, a college student, used to start her mornings by scrolling her phone while lying in bed. She noticed that she felt anxious, distracted, and unmotivated most of the day. One day, she decided to change this habit. Instead of scrolling, she spent 20 minutes reading an inspirational book and writing down 3 ideas she wanted to work on that day. The difference was immediate. Her mind felt clearer, her mood improved, and she started approaching her tasks with focus and energy. Over weeks, this simple habit helped her complete assignments faster, participate more actively in classes, and feel more confident in her decisions. Feeding your mind in the morning doesn't have to be complicated. You can listen to educational podcasts while making breakfast, read a few pages of a motivational book, or write down your intentions and affirmations. Even simple visualization exercises, where you imagine achieving your goals, can energize your brain and create a sense of purpose. The key is consistency. The more you practice it, the more your mind starts expecting nourishment and the less it craves distractions. Mental nourishment also affects your emotional state. When you begin your day by exposing your mind to positive and meaningful content, you naturally feel more optimistic and confident. You start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. Your reactions to challenges become thoughtful rather than reactive. Over time, this habit strengthens your emotional intelligence and builds mental resilience. Another reason mental food is so important is that it sets the tone for your relationships. A focused and positive mind makes you more patient, attentive, and understanding with others. Imagine walking into work, school, or home with a cluttered, distracted mind versus a calm, focused, and inspired one. Your energy, tone, and communication will be completely different. People notice the difference, and it changes how they respond to you. Here's a practical tip. Dedicate the first 15 to 30 minutes of your morning to feeding your mind. Turn off notifications, avoid social media, and choose content that uplifts, teaches, or inspires you. It could be a book, a podcast, journaling, affirmations, or even planning your goal for the day. Pay attention to how your thoughts and emotions shift as a result. Over time, your brain will naturally crave this kind of mental nourishment instead of the distractions that used to consume your mornings. Feeding your mind also encourages creativity. When your brain is full of ideas, inspiration, and learning, you start seeing solutions and possibilities that others might miss. Even a few minutes of reading or reflection can spark an idea that changes the course of your day or even your life. Mental food awakens your curiosity and prepares you for learning, problem solving, and growth. Finally, remember that your brain is like a garden. What you plant in the morning grows throughout the day. Negative content, worry, or meaningless scrolling is like planting weeds. They take over your focus and energy. Positive, inspiring, and educational content is like planting seeds of success. They grow into confidence, motivation, and achievement. What you feed your mind in the morning shapes your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your results. Point 5. Plan before the world distracts you. Mornings are the quietest time of the day, and that is when your brain is at its freshest and most creative. The world hasn't yet demanded your attention. Notifications haven't started buzzing, and distractions are minimal. This is the golden window for planning your day. Taking just 5 to 10 minutes in the morning to plan your priorities can completely change the way your day unfolds. Without a plan, you risk wandering aimlessly, reacting to whatever comes your way instead of actively shaping your day. Think about it this way. Your mind is like a computer. When it's turned on without a purpose, programs run randomly and nothing is efficient. But when you start with a clear plan, it operates smoothly and efficiently. Planning in the morning is not about writing a strict schedule or overloading your day with tasks. It's about identifying the most important priorities, what truly matters, and committing to them before the world starts pulling your attention in 100 directions. Let me give you an example. Anna, a freelance graphic designer, used to start her mornings by checking emails and social media. She spent hours reacting to notifications, dealing with minor issues, and barely getting any of her main work done. She felt frustrated every evening because her days felt unproductive, even though she was busy all day. One day, she decided to take 5 minutes every morning to plan.
She wrote down the top 3 tasks she absolutely wanted to finish that day. listed small steps to accomplish them, and kept this list in front of her. Almost immediately, her focus improved. She spent less time reacting to distractions and more time creating meaningful work. By evening, she felt accomplished, confident, and ready to start the next day with purpose. Planning before distractions doesn't only improve productivity, it reduces stress. When you know exactly what matters most, you stop wasting energy on unimportant tasks. Your mind no longer feels scattered or overwhelmed because you have a roadmap. Even unexpected challenges are easier to handle because you already have clarity on your priorities. A planned morning creates a mental framework that keeps your day structured, efficient, and calm. Here's a practical approach. Start by listing your top 3 priorities for the day. These should be the tasks that will bring the most impact to your goals, personal growth, or responsibilities. Next, break them into small actionable steps. Finally, review your schedule to ensure that your priorities have dedicated time before distractions appear. By doing this every morning, you're training your brain to focus on what really matters and ignore what doesn't. Another important aspect of planning early is that it helps you protect your energy. Without a plan, your attention is drawn in every direction by emails, social media, calls, or random tasks. By planning first, you allocate your mental and emotional energy to the things that truly count. You start the day feeling in control instead of overwhelmed, confident instead of reactive. Planning in the morning also encourages a sense of accomplishment. Even if unexpected interruptions come up, you have already set the tone. You know what must be done, and you can navigate around distractions without losing sight of your goals. This creates a productive cycle. Planned mornings lead to productive days, and productive days lead to successful lives. Let me share another story. David, a young entrepreneur, was struggling to manage his time. He constantly felt behind and stressed. After learning the power of morning planning, he decided to spend 10 minutes every day listing his top priorities, visualizing his schedule, and setting intentions. Over time, his stress levels decreased, his decision-making improved, and he completed tasks more efficiently. By planning before the world distracted him, David found that his days became purposeful and his achievements multiplied. Even small planning habits make a big difference. Writing down your goals, reviewing your calendar, and visualizing how you want a day to go may take just a few minutes. But the impact lasts all day. It primes your mind for focus, efficiency, and success. Remember, mornings are a gift, an undisturbed time to shape your day before the noise begins. The earlier you plan, the stronger your day becomes. Finally, keep in mind that planning is not about rigidity. Life can be unpredictable, and some interruptions are inevitable. The power of morning planning is not that everything will go perfectly, but that you begin the day with intention, clarity, and direction. With this foundation, even unexpected events won't derail your productivity or focus. Your priorities remain clear, and your day remains under your control. Point 6, stay away from negative inputs. Scrolling social media first thing in the morning is like eating junk food for breakfast. You wouldn't start your day by consuming something that drains your energy or makes you feel sluggish. Yet, Many people do exactly that with their minds. Opening Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok as soon as you wake up may seem harmless, but it's feeding your brain with stress, comparison, and distraction. Every notification, every headline, every post has the power to influence your thoughts, emotions, and decisions. And when you start your day with negativity, it often continues throughout your entire day. Think about it for a moment. You wake up, reach for your phone, and immediately see posts of people's successes, opinions, or bad news. Without even realizing it, you are comparing yourself, feeling anxious, or worrying about things outside your control. By the time you get out of bed, your brain is already overwhelmed and your energy is spent before you've even begun to act on your own priorities. Social media and negative inputs in the morning can subtly shape your self-esteem, productivity, and mood, setting a tone you may struggle to recover from all day. Let me give you an example. Lisa, a young professional, used to start every morning by checking social media and news updates. Within minutes, she felt stressed, distracted, and even jealous of her peers' achievements. Her productivity suffered, and her mornings felt chaotic. After realizing the impact of this habit, Lisa decided to change. She kept her phone out of reach for the first hour, replaced scrolling with meditation, reading, and journaling, and noticed an immediate improvement. Her mind felt calmer, she was more focused, and her mornings became productive instead of stressful. Over time, she built a habit of guarding her mornings like a treasure, protecting her mental space before exposing herself to the outside world. Negative inputs are not limited to social media. They can include news, gossip, or even negative conversations. The first hour of your day is crucial. It's the foundation of your success. Just like a house built on weak foundations is at risk, a day built on negativity is harder to manage. By consciously choosing what you consume mentally in the morning, you're taking control of your energy and mindset. Here's a practical tip. For the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking up, avoid phones, computers, or TV. Instead, focus on positive, inspiring, or productive activities. You can read a motivational book, listen to uplifting music or a podcast, meditate, or write your thoughts in a journal. These actions feed your brain with fuel that empowers rather than drains you. When your mind starts the day positively, the energy carries through meetings, tasks, and challenges effortlessly. Another benefit of staying away from negative inputs is emotional stability. Mornings spent in comparison, negativity, or distraction create emotional spikes. Stress, frustration, and anxiety that ripple through your day. Protecting your morning allows you to approach challenges calmly, make better decisions, and maintain focus. You become proactive instead of reactive, handling life's ups and downs with clarity rather than confusion. Even small steps can make a big difference. For instance, you can set a rule to check your phone only after breakfast or after completing your morning routine. You can unsubscribe from negative content, limit news consumption, and replace it with inspirational material. Over time, your brain will automatically seek positivity in the morning instead of harmful inputs, and you'll notice a lasting change in your productivity and mindset. Successful people understand this principle well. They know that controlling the first hour of the day is key to winning the entire day.
They guard their mornings by avoiding distractions and negativity. They feed their minds with constructive thoughts, inspiration, and clarity. By doing so, they ensure their focus, energy, and decisions align with their goals, not the chaos of outside influences. Finally, remember this: your morning is your most powerful asset. Guard it like a treasure. Protect it from negativity, distractions, and comparison. Feed it with positive inputs, intentional actions, and clarity of purpose. The way you start your morning often determines the trajectory of your day. Will you stay away from negative inputs? You set yourself up for focus, confidence, and success. Your energy, mindset, and productivity become stronger, and you gain control over how your day unfolds. Build consistent rituals. Success is not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do every day. Small daily actions repeated consistently have a compounding effect over time. Morning rituals are especially powerful because they set the tone for the rest of your day. When you establish positive habits in the morning, you prime your mind and body for focus, productivity, and growth. These routines may feel small, even insignificant at first, but over weeks and months, they shape your identity, your discipline, and your results. Think about it this way. Someone who meditates for 5 minutes every morning may not feel immediate changes, but over time their mind becomes calmer, sharper, and more resilient. Someone who journals daily may only jot down a few sentences, but eventually their clarity of thought, self-awareness, and emotional intelligence improve dramatically. These small rituals repeated consistently create momentum that carries through all areas of life. Mark, a young entrepreneur, struggled with focus and procrastination. His mornings were chaotic, filled with distractions and random tasks. One day, he decided to start small morning rituals. He began with journaling for 5 minutes, writing down 3 things he wanted to accomplish that day, followed by a few minutes of affirmations and deep breathing. At first, he thought it was too simple to matter, but after a month, Mark noticed remarkable changes. He felt more organized, confident, and motivated. His tasks were easier to complete, and he approached challenges with a clear mindset. That small daily ritual transformed not just his mornings, but his life. Consistency is key. A ritual becomes powerful not because of its length or complexity, but because it's done repeatedly. Your brain learns patterns, your body adapts, and over time, these routines become automatic, almost like second nature. The energy and discipline you build from consistent morning rituals spill over into work, relationships, and personal growth. Examples of simple but effective morning rituals include journaling, meditation, affirmations, visualization, reading inspiring content, stretching, or even simply enjoying a quiet cup of tea while planning your day. The goal is not to do everything at once, but to pick a few meaningful habits and commit to them daily. The morning is a sacred time when your mind is free from distractions, making it ideal for building routines that last. Another advantage of morning rituals is that they reduce decision fatigue. When you create a structured morning, you remove the need to decide what to do first thing in the day. Your habits guide your actions, and your energy is reserved for higher level decisions and creative work. This clarity and consistency increase productivity and reduce stress. Rituals also reinforce identity. Over time, small consistent habits shape how you see yourself. If you consistently meditate, journal, or read every morning, you start to see yourself as a focused, disciplined, and growth-oriented person. Identity drives behavior, and behavior shapes results. In other words, morning rituals don't just improve your day, they gradually transform who you are. Sarah, a student preparing for exams, struggled with procrastination. She began a simple ritual, waking up 30 minutes earlier to review her notes, stretch, and plan her study goals. At first, it was challenging to wake up early consistently, but after a few weeks, she felt in control of her mornings. She completed her study goals more efficiently, felt less stressed, and even had energy left for exercise and hobbies. The consistent morning ritual gave her a sense of discipline and accomplishment that carried through the entire day. The key to building consistent rituals is starting small. Don't overwhelm yourself with a long list of tasks. Choose 2 or 3 simple habits that matter most to you and commit to doing them every morning. Gradually, you can add more rituals as they become automatic. Over time, these small habits compound, shaping your mindset, a discipline, and ultimately your success. Morning rituals are not about perfection. They're about consistency. Life will throw interruptions, and some mornings will be harder than others. What matters is that you return to your rituals and continue building them day by day. Even a 5-minute habit repeated consistently is more powerful than hours of effort done irregularly. In summary, building consistent morning rituals is a cornerstone of success. Small daily habits like journaling, affirmations, meditation, or planning may seem insignificant at first, but over time, they shape your identity, sharpen your mind, and energize your body. The consistency you build in the morning becomes consistency in your life, creating a foundation for discipline, focus, and achievement. The key is to start small, remain consistent, and protect your morning time as sacred. When you wake up early and intentionally take care of your body, mind, and soul, you already win half the battle of life. The morning is not just another part of the day. It is the foundation upon which your entire day, your productivity, and your success are built. Every achievement begins with discipline, and discipline begins with your morning. The small actions you take in those first few hours after waking create momentum that carries you forward, setting the tone for the rest of the day. Think about successful people you admire. Almost all of them emphasize the importance of mornings. They don't wait for motivation to arrive. They create it by controlling their mornings. Whether it's exercising, meditating, planning their day, or reading, their morning rituals prepare their mind and body for peak performance. Winning the morning means starting with purpose and direction instead of reacting to distractions and external pressures. For example, James, a software developer, used to sleep late and wake up feeling groggy. His mornings were chaotic, filled with stress and procrastination, and he struggled to meet deadlines. After learning about the power of morning discipline, he made a change. He began waking up an hour earlier, spending 10 minutes stretching, 10 minutes journaling, and 10 minutes reviewing his top priorities. Within a few weeks, James noticed dramatic improvements. He completed his work faster, felt more focused, and experienced less stress. By winning his morning, he was winning his day. His small changes multiplied into bigger achievements. Morning discipline also strengthens your sense of control. Life can be unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. But when you begin the day with a structured, intentional routine, you're no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You take charge of your actions, decisions, and mindset. That sense of control creates confidence, resilience, and focus that lasts all day. Winning the morning is not just about productivity, it's about growth. When you dedicate the first hours of your day to your body, mind, and soul, you invest in yourself. Physical exercise energizes you. Mental nourishment sharpens your thinking. Spiritual practices like meditation or reflection center your emotions. This balanced approach ensures you're fully prepared to face challenges, make decisions, and pursue your goals. Another important aspect of winning the morning is consistency. Discipline isn't built in a day. It is built through repeated intentional actions over time. Even small steps like drinking water, stretching, or writing down intentions accumulate into powerful habits. When you consistently control your mornings, you create a framework that supports success in every area of life. Consider another example. Rachel, a student preparing for competitive exams, struggled to stay focused and motivated. Her mornings were unstructured, leaving her feeling overwhelmed and distracted. She decided to implement a morning routine, waking up early, exercising, reviewing her study goals, and practicing affirmations. Over months, Rachel noticed significant improvements. She retained information better, completed her tasks efficiently, and maintained a positive mindset. Her morning discipline gave her a head start every single day, ultimately increasing her chances of success. Winning the morning also affects your long-term future. Each disciplined morning compounds into weeks, months, and years of growth. Small, consistent habits repeated every day create a life of achievement, confidence, and self-mastery. If you can control your morning, you can control your day. And if you control your day, you control your future. Here's a practical tip. Identify the most important actions that will prepare your body, mind, and soul in the morning. It could be a short workout, reading, planning your priorities, journaling, or meditating. Dedicate the first 60 to 90 minutes of your day to these high-impact activities and avoid distractions like social media, emails, or random tasks. Protect this time fiercely because it is the foundation of your discipline, focus, and success. Finally, Remember that winning the morning is about taking small, intentional actions consistently. You don't need to do everything perfectly, but you do need to start. Each morning you invest in yourself builds confidence, discipline, and momentum. When you start your day with energy, clarity, and purpose, you are already ahead. Your mornings become a springboard for success, turning ordinary days into extraordinary achievements. By winning the morning, you don't just improve today, you shape the trajectory of your entire life. Your mornings are more than just the start of a day. They're the foundation of your success. Every small action you take in the first hours after waking shapes your mindset, energy, and productivity. From waking up with intention, practicing gratitude, moving your body, feeding your mind, planning, avoiding negativity, and building rituals to taking control of your morning. Each step is powerful. When you start your day with focus and purpose, you create momentum that carries through every challenge, task, and opportunity. The discipline you build in your mornings becomes a habit, and habits shape your identity. Remember, winning your morning means winning your day. Protect your mornings, feed your mind with positivity, and invest in your body, mind, and soul. Small, consistent actions today will lead to bigger achievements tomorrow. Your mornings decide everything, so make them count.